Signs of the Times series. With David Ridges. Brought to you by Cedar Fort Publishing and Media. Is what's happening today, with wildfires, floods, hurricanes, and volcanoes, a sign of the end of days? The book of Revelation especially points out this sign of the times, particularly in chapter 8. In verse 7 to 12 it reads, "The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and a fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea, and had life, died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise." There are obviously many ways that damage could be inflicted on the environment, whether man-made or natural causes. And as we are seeing this sign being fulfilled, we are also witnessing another unfold at the same time. Diseases, pestilence and plagues will sweep the earth, and no matter what side of the immunization debate you lie, the scriptures say that this will be in spite of medical technology and advances. The prophet Joseph Smith spoke of the wicked throughout the world and warned what would happen if they reject the gospel and fight against truth. In D&C section 109, it reads, "And that all their works may be brought to naught, and be swept away by the hail, and by the judgments which thou wilt send upon them in thine anger, that there may be an end to lyings and slanders against thy people." Jacob spoke of this sign of the times, referring to Isaiah's prophecy in 2 Nephi, chapter 6, verse 14 through 15. "And behold, according to the words of the prophet, the Messiah will set himself again the second time to recover them, wherefore, he will manifest himself unto them in power and great glory, unto the destruction of their enemies, when that day cometh when they shall believe in him, and none will he destroy that believe in him. And they that believe not in him shall be destroyed, both by fire, and by tempest, and by earthquakes, and by bloodsheds, and by pestilence, and by famine. And they shall know that the Lord is God, the Holy One of Israel." And in D&C 84, verse 97 it reads, "And plagues shall go forth, and they shall not be taken from the earth until I have completed my work, which shall be cut short in righteousness." It is clear from these scriptural passages that in others that God will not be mocked by people who seemingly get away with blatant sin because of medical advances. In D&C 45, verse 31 it says, "And there shall be men standing in that generation, that shall not pass until they shall see an overflowing scourge, for a desolating sickness shall cover the land." The phrase desolating sickness doesn't necessarily have to be disease or plague, it may also include spiritual darkness, which is the worst form of disease. For more signs of the times, visit cedarfort.com.